To understand this holiday better, here's a bit of history, then I'll tell you how you can celebrate the Day of the Dead in Mexico. After all, I got drenched in the parade recording this video, so you won't see another version like this.
So here I am waiting for the parade. It's like gonna be a 2-hour wait for it to start, but you have to get here early. As you can see, so many people here already lined up and watching, waiting. And the parade spans over a kilometer. I'm not sure how long, it could be like a mile. It's gonna be big, very big. And yeah, it's best to stay here to hold your seat. And that's alebrije. That's like the alebrije from the movie Coco. The dog, weird dog.
Dia de los Muertos means Day of the Dead in Spanish. In Mexico, it is a more significant holiday than Halloween. Therefore, it is not to be confused with Halloween. It is actually celebrated for several days, including parades, offerings, and visits to the cemetery. In Mexico City, where I stayed, there were 2 parades on consecutive weekends. The idea is that people pray for a remembrance of their friends and relatives which passed away. They believe that the soul has to travel to the land of the dead. Indigenous Mexicans also believe the soul is eternal and can travel from this world to the next. This is why providing offerings called ofrendas, such as marigold flowers which are yellow like the sun to represent life, food, especially sweet buns known as pan de muerto, to represent earth, and other decorations to help the dead on their journey. Did you know prior to Spanish colonialization, the brutal Aztec Empire celebrated Day of the Dead during summer for an entire month? It was the same time as the corn harvest life cycle where real human skulls paid homage to the dead. The Spaniards fought to convert the native population to Catholicism. It is only due to this Christianity that the holiday was rescheduled to November 1st, to associate with All Saints' Day. The belief that there is a spiritual bond between the living and those in heaven.
It's picture time with the dead native Indians.
Why are there so many decorations of skulls? Well, in the early 19th century, an illustrator, Jose Guadalupe Posada, drew a picture of what he believed the Aztec goddess looked like. She's called Michacutquicatl. Okay, I can't even say that. She was the goddess of the underworld. This became known as the skeleton of Catrina. Not to mention, skulls were trophies after the brutal Aztec sacrifices. I don't know how a skull is supposed to symbolize rebirth, but that's what it said about him. Did you watch Spectre, the 2015 James Bond movie? It was due to this film that Mexico City held its first ever Day of the Dead parade. Since then, the parading has spread all over Mexico and even to the United States. Parades vary among regions and villages how Day of the Dead is celebrated today. Prior to the Day of the Dead, families visit tombs of their loved ones for a night vigil.
Kagakua. That's what this is. It's like a dog. Crazy dog. With like frog legs and many boobies.
Alebrijes originated in a dream of a Mexican artist. He became ill, and during his sleep, he dreamt of walking in a forest where the environment morphed into creatures, such as a donkey with butterfly wings, a rooster with bull horns, and a lion with an eagle head. Those creatures were shouting, "Alebrijes." He realized his vision into sculptures, which made him famous in Mexico. In 1990, Pedro Linares received the National Arts and Science Award. 2 years later, he died at the age of 85. And here's the part on the parade on how you can celebrate in Mexico City. The parades take place around 4 kilometers of length on the street called Paseos de la Reforma. The police will set up barricades along the street, so the only places to cross will be the metro and a tunnel below Estela de la Luz statue. You will want to arrive early before the published hours if you want a good view. People will wait on the street hours prior to the start of the parade. Not many locals will be dressed for attendance, however they will paint their faces. It costs $5 to $10 to get your face painted on the street throughout the weekend. Price will depend on the painter and the style. The most typical is the Catrina face. Parties are not limited to October 31st, so go out often as you can to fully enjoy the festivities. This video and others in my channel are full of travel stories and honest cultural experiences you won't see anywhere else.
Yeah, I'm getting soaked. Muy bien, muy bien.